What's up, WWE Champions Universe? It's Rusty and Lee with Champions Chat here doing another power rating for you. Tonight we've got Hall of Fame Ron Simmons on deck to be tested. Lee, any thoughts initially on Ron Simmons, maybe even his wrestling career, what he means to you?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, wrestling career. We called it out on another video, the WCW video this week, but, Ron Simmons is the first recognized world heavyweight champion that was African-American, and so trailblazer in every way right there. Plus, the APA was always such a fun gimmick. I enjoyed watching them live. But when it comes to this poster in game, you are the one who did our breakdown video and got to play with him. I only played with him long enough to do a 3-minute move set. So I don't know if you're running triple black, but I really like triple black with him. So we'll see.
I'll show you. Well, I will show you what I'm working with. When we look at Ron, he's a focused striker, Hall of Famer, S+ tier. And if we look at his gem damage, his black gems are doing 77k at 5-star gold. That's a pretty good indicator of how you want to use him, because if you notice, that's nearly double all his other colors. Green would be his secondary color. But look, 77k versus yellow's like 30k, red's 40k, blue's 30. So black's where you want to be. And because of that, also, I want to just mention, before we get to these power ratings, Hall of Fame Ron has a Hall of Fame link. So any color moves start with 4 more MP when that link is activated. And then he's got some gear, which we'll look at in just a moment. His trainer ability alone is super desirable. Any color gems do 40% more damage. I said any color, friends. Any color. Plus, he gives 30% more health, increased kickout damage done by gems by 75%, and yellow moves start with 2 more MP. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Well, looking at Ron's moves, Lee, I do, in fact, have triple black set up. Because nothing.
Because of the wonderful things he does?
Yes. Nothing to me was more impressive than the thrust spine buster. Even saying it gives me chills. Thrust spine buster.
Sounds like Norman Smiley should be involved in this conversation.
Welcome to Champions Chat After Dark with the thrust spine buster. So thrust spine buster is 1 MP, 252k damage, and make the bottom 5 rows into power gem strength 120k. Then, now here's something unique. I've never heard a superstar do this before. Then deal another 252k damage and freeze all power gems. Freeze all power gems.
Cool, actually.
So if your opponent has a gem chucker plate on, and they go to kick out, and let's say they swipe 3 of that color, 4 of that color, well, they will not create additional gems because they're frozen in time, much like King Booker does. So then we're going to hit the belly to back suplex. It's 500k damage and increase your black MP by 5. And then the Dominator. Listen to this, Lee. Deal 505k damage and make the top row into multi-gem strength of 20. Then finisher, 505k damage, make 7 multis into black and pin the opponent. So I kept it simple here. Our new standard is 100% gem damage. So I've got 100% gem damage strap on Ron Simmons. I've got a fairly attainable plate at this point in the game. The Queen's Tiara. Whenever you make 6 or more multiply gems, increase your black gem damage by 50% for 2 turns. I mean, like, that's about the only basic plate that I think we can run and get a lot of juice out of. As we'll maybe show you what he can do here in a little bit with another plate, an ultimate plate. But I also added the Black Fury 2, so we're going to get black move damage, 20%. So this is, I mean, basically, if you've got some of these goodies, this is who you would put on Ron Simmons. We have his...
Did you talk about the moment yet, though?
Not yet. I'm going to get there. I've got his gear on because this is the Twitch stream account. His gear, first set of gear, is going to give him +4 MP. We are going to nullify that because just like we would nullify 99 MP, his second gear gives him 200% more power gems. We can also nullify that by removing a trainer or a coach. So we're going to get to see what Ron Simmons would do without gear. Don't let the gear be the thing that keeps you from voting on his readiness. But the moment here, however, which was if you maxed the midweek contest last week, the moment was in the last milestone. It was also in the midweek loot. So if anyone out there got lucky with that midweek loot, the moment is going to make him 50% stronger against gem damage. So receive 50% less damage from all color gems. His multi-gems are going to be increased by a strength of 3. So essentially the moment is like having Leonardo as a coach for his top row that's creating multis. And then his power gems are going to get an additional 100%. Very, very good. This is, to me, this is a moment that does not at first glance wow you, but you see the intrinsic value is really baked in. So I'm hoping this is going to be an attainable moment for the community versus one that feels very distant. Lee, thoughts about the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's super rare. I did very well on the midweek event, even though I didn't have a lot of time to do it. So shout out to Toxic Mafia for carrying me a lot more with my work schedule. But I did the math, and it would have taken me, even maxing everything else out, it would have taken me 3 mega pulls to get that moment on top of being in a top tier faction that got everything else. So that's super rare.
Yeah, I agree. I guess because we record this content and we hope it'll be evergreen, I kind of speak with an air of optimism, hoping that in the future we will see it at a more available rate than at its introduction. But I can't take the moment off, nor can I reduce what the multiply gems were due. So we're just gonna have it, I think, baked into his readiness, Lee, unless you've got an idea.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Okay.
No, I mean, you could. The only thing you could do to counter that is, if you would have put a multi-gem coach on him, you could just not put them on there. Like if you were going to put Seth Leonardo, just don't put Seth Leonardo. Yeah. But personally, the way I like running him, in my test preview that I shortly did, is to max the. You're kind of doing it right there. Is to max the whatchamacallit, power gems damage, and then So either way, the multi-gems aren't getting buffed up. So this is basically like having Seth Leonardo attached to him.
So there you go. What I'm doing here, I want to show you this in case you don't recognize this trainer. I think she's going to be a staple trainer. This is Molly Holly. Okay, friends. She's giving you 40% more damage to any color. She's giving you 30% more health. She's giving you 75% more kick out to gem damage. And she's giving you 2 black MP. Lee, is she the right trainer there? Because I need 6 MP to get him going right here on the belly to back suplex. Is that who you'd put as your best +2 black MP trainer?
So 3 quick thoughts. One is personally, for training purposes, everything, I would run Mod Taker because I'm pretty sure that's the right one. He adds 2 black plus power gem damage. and I would focus on the power gem damage over the overall. But either way, I don't think that's going to be bad at all. I think she's going to do great. Second, Beluski mentioned if we really want to try to nerf everything else, just run no entourage whatsoever and see what he does.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is remove. I was going to show Raphael goes here and then take him off to simulate the gear coming off because he's 200% power gem, right? So he's the equivalent of the second gear. So we'll remove Raphael.
Okay.
How do I just remove him? How do I bench him? Break. I just hit break. There it is. Break.
Yeah, so you should have just been able to hit break.
All right. So there is our 99 MP is nerfed. Our plus 4 MP is nerfed. Our plus 200% power gems are nerfed. And we could
can't nerf the moment.
We'll take Bree off because she's doing another 50% power gem. So we're going to take Brie Bella off. So now
that's good.
We just have MP trainers. And
yeah, Molly's adding 40%, but that's fine.
All right. So we're taking Ron into battle against Zombie Sammy, the community's favorite punch bag. We worked this guy over.
Right? I have headcanon going on when it comes to fighting Zombie Sammy with Hall of Fame characters, because theoretically they're metal and like he wouldn't be able to bite them, so it just kind of like bounces off.
The thrust spine buster is over 700k move damage, but it's only 1 MP, so I'm gonna hit it because it's 1 MP, right? And then I'm going to hit my MP charge, belly to back suplex, and I'm going to deal 1.4 million damage and increase my black MP by 5. Now, you already know I'm going to lay down that spine buster one more time for another 700k move damage. So we could have used a move damage strap and take down 2s. But we're at 60 million here.
That's more though if you run like the Leonardo plate on him, then you can trigger it twice. Not that you didn't need the Leonardo plate, but you could.
Yep. I love it. I was actually going to add the plate. I was going to add all the Big Daddy supplies to him. But let's hit the Dominator. What was that? 1.4 mil damage. Make the top row in a strength of 23, and then the finisher. And hit another 1.4 mil damage. Make 7 multiplies into black. Now remember, we've got our tiara plate on him. So let's see what he hits for. 60 million. Lays it down. Turns it black. Oof. So the total sequence of the move was over 60 million because he went down to 0. But I saw the second hit was 49 million. So there would have been 2 hits, boom, boom, 11 million and 49 million, which would have hit sequentially.
Right.
Now,
I mean, you wiped his health. So he had 63 million health, I think, or so to start. So there you go.
As far as readiness, Lee, we put MP trainers. Now, let's take off, maybe even, should we take off Molly? And even see what he does without that.
You can. I was more gonna say like let's put Seth Leonardo and
okay.
But whatever, whichever direction we want to go. I mean, I feel like we've got a good base to rate him off of at this point.
So now we're gonna add one rare thing, which is Raphael. I don't want to add a second rare thing, which would be Zombie LA Knight to give us black gem damage and multi. We're going to keep it at the month's A tier. It could also easily be Zombie Chelsea. We're just trying to deal multi-gem damage there. And coming back over here. Yeah, so we still got the plate. We'll show you this, and then we will go to my favorite thing, and that's adding the dual katanas. Like, I had a freak out ski when I found out how powerful he was, and the inability for the opponent to kick out with the dual katanas. I loved it.
I do like them. It's a defensive thing, but it could be fun. Right now, mine's on Bam Bam Striker, and to be honest, I really haven't used him that much since I put those on him. But technically, he could win any fight forever now.
So you're saying I don't need to hit the spine buster a second time, right?
You can. It's just an extra little damage, but that's it.
I'm going to do it to where it's just 3-click this time, and we don't hit the spine buster. 60 million health is gone. Gosh, in a flash. So no need to do that a second time.
Yeah.
So I think what we demonstrated, though, is if you have Raphael, great. If you don't, no problem. Do you feel like that is no problem, Lee?
Yeah, I had no problem hitting with the one little test I got to do on him. I had no problem hitting fatal damage every time. So
let's go against Steiner, because Steiner has higher health pool. So let's see what Steiner does to us. Well, no, he's 67 million as well. $65 million. Load the MP. All right, here comes the finisher. 64 mil on Steiner's life. Yeah, just totally shredded him. You there, Lee?
I'm here. Yeah, but nice. Bug Homie's saying I have a little bit of an echo.
Okay, that's an easy fix. I've got headphones right here. I think I can knock that out really quick.
Sweet. Luke, I am your father. Oh, we also had a chat happening. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just thought it was hilarious of whether or not the new poster here, looks more like Carl Weathers or John Amos had a baby with Mike Tyson. I thought that was just awesome. So, do you think he looks more like John Amos and Mike Tyson had a baby, or Carl Weathers?
So I'm glad Ron Simmons is still alive, because I don't want to be like dishonoring of anything he is or has done. Is my audio working? Just double checking.
Yep.
And
I can hear you.
Is Lee's echo gone now? Friends.
Do I still have an echo, or are we good?
Because I got you in my ears now, so.
Sweet.
Okay. I mean, my first thought was Carl Winslow.
Oh, there you go. Carl Winslow. That'll work too.
You remember Carl Winslow from Family Matters?
Oh, yeah. I loved Carl. Nice. All sorts of stuff. Well, are we going to run anything else on him, or are we good?
I mean, is it worth looking at the Katana's plate, or is that just excessive?
The Katana's plate's entirely defensive. There's not anybody in the current game who will survive what you're going to do to them.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, it is fun. It's super fun. But that's like down the road when you get to, 7-star silver and nobody can kick out from him, with that. But
Okay. Well, let me get a boss battle sheet up from our Discord here. I mean, not a boss battle, a power rating sheet from our Discord.
Yeah, I've got it ready. Looks like JD Nash is already on there too. Thank you for helping manage this. If you don't know, the page you land on, that ranking summary, is something that JD Nash manages for us, and we very, very much appreciate it. And if you don't know how to find this wonderful, wonderful sheet, let me put a link in the comments section here so that anybody who wants to hop on the whatchamacallit, the power rating sheet while we're doing it, you can see it right there.
What just happened?
You had it pretty nicely sized.
Why isn't the...
There you go.
Yeah, but my window, I can't see.
Yeah, you can't see the scoring.
Oh, I need to,
That I don't know how to help you with.
yeah, fix the browser. That's how I do it. Dummy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Dummy.
Okay, there we go. All right. Well,
All
Lee,
right.
our first topic category is power. This is a objective criteria, and
Right.
we saw him hit for a lot. We saw him hit for over 60 million consistently with no trainers, nullifying the gear, nullifying the moment. To me, objectively, that is a 5 because he never hit below 60 million.
Correct. And I agree.
Am I explaining that accurately? Override anything
Yeah.
Okay. For
No.
speed, tell us about Speedly. How does speed work?
Sure. So for a speed to be a 5, at least 2 of the following need to be true. His MP charge needs to be equal or lesser than 6. The moves need to recycle flawlessly, which they do, and the animations need to be quick, resulting in a win under 45 seconds in feud. So we ran him, no worries, no 99 MP, all the just basic trainers. And he, even if his move doesn't start out with 6, I didn't see what the MP was. That doesn't matter because he definitely recycles flawlessly, and the animations are definitely quick enough. I don't see you losing a match, and I don't see you not winning in under 45 seconds. So I would clearly say he's a 5 in speed.
All right. That's exciting. Well, now it's time for the community to cast their vote and lift their voice about this Ron Simmons Hall of Fame's readiness. As we assess his readiness to get a score of 5, character needs 0 to 1 special things. That special thing can be a plate gear moment, etc., to make him work well. A score of a 4 would say they need 2 special things. That's that plate gear moment, rare trainer, to make them work well. As we look at the score of a 3, it gets in, hey, character needs 3 special things, and then down to a 2, 4 special things. If they receive a score of 1, yeah, they're not ready.
They are not ready.
They have been released prematurely. So as Lee gets our poll in the chat live, go ahead and cast your vote. And Lee, tell us your thoughts on Ron Simmons' readiness.
Well, yeah, this is a hard one for me because you have both gears on there, but we were able to nerf one of them. For sure able to nerf one of them. The other one, it did give the power gem buff, but we took off all the trainers, so that helped. So really the only rare thing that we weren't able to nerf was the moment. So I would say it still fits in the category of 0 to 1 special thing. But I would not argue if people said, a 4 or, whatever in that area too. So most of the chat right now is saying 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Although, we just lost a little bit to the 4s.
Now, I did have a tiara plate on him as well, and 100% gem damage strap, which is our standard now. But I think the tiara is really becoming a bottom shelf plate, right?
Yeah, it's pretty available. And somebody in the chat said, yeah, that's rare. I only have 7 of them. So if that helps you,
nice.
Get it there. Yeah.
I'm assuming the vote's over. What's our final?
The vote's over. Yep. It was clearly a 5. The Discord vote leaned 4, but I don't think enough to. I don't think that would be enough to overwhelm it.
Okay.
So
yeah, and I think we demonstrated that that we could power down or make ready Ron Simmons kind of right out of the box, even by nullifying some of the things on this account. So I hope that that video documentation will be evidence enough that we did not, fluff him up at all for that. So, score of versatility. Lee, versatility means this is somebody that's competitively usable in all of the major game types. Feud, boss, showdown. Character has a special gem type that would help you against a boss, boost, or an extreme rules, or a Gemmania stip tour. A score of 4 means they're competitively usable in at least 2 of those major types. So maybe not feud or boss or showdown, but 2 of the 3, yes. And they still continue to make that special gym types that help you in that special match rules. A character that's competitively usable in 1 mode would get a score of 3, right? And so then on down, score 2. They're just not strong. Maybe a CSS. You have to hold your nose and pray for the best. And then if they get a score of a 1, it's like, dude, this was painful. This was painful. I wish I didn't have to play the game today. So,
right.
As we get our poll live, I'm curiously, is there anything that you would not want to use Hall of Fame Ron Simmons for?
Yeah, I don't know. So in terms of boss battle, there are better power gym guys out there. His multi gyms are pretty big, but they're not, but it's only doing the top row. So, you know, there's not going to be, I mean, again, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good for boss battle. I don't think he's going to be the team carry guy, at least with this move set. Showdown's usually the one that's kind of a gotcha. I think he'll be fine in Showdown, especially because the Hall of Famers use the 4MP tag link.
Right.
And obviously he's going to be great in Feud. I think he's going to be amazing in Feud. So I would hear arguments for anywhere from a 3 or a 4. Maybe I don't know if I could give him a 5 personally. But again, it's the community's vote. The community's vote.
Yeah, and I mean, we can peek too, just in case there is a moveset that lends itself to boss battle more. I don't think there is, because we start getting into move damage here. The forearm club, increase red move damage by 100%. Now we can do some stuff with the back break rack, increase strength of your power gems by 80k, but that's a 9 MP charge move. Also, he's got a great hardcore move that boosts green gem damage by 2,500%, but he really only makes a 4x1 into green. So none of that really says charge the hill for the boss to me. How'd the vote come out?
I think he's... So 4-1 definitively on both Discord and on Twitch.
All right.
So
I think that's a lock then. Now, entourage ability, I hate to tell you, friends, we've already voted on this ability and said this is the standard regardless of the color. We did it last week with both Goldberg and Molly, and the community voted this. Check my math, Lee. If I remember, it's a 5, is it not?
It was voted a 5, yes. I you know, like I said last week, I don't think any individual piece of that gets it to a 5, but when all of them are considered together, I personally argued for a lower score on that, but at the same time, I totally get it. I mean, all of that together does so much that nobody else does. It's very much like how they did the zombies in October, where they all had the same ability, and it's really good across the board. So... Platinum Patrick says, it's a 5 for sure. But yep, we can't change that unless we go back and also change the others, and it would take a lot more. So I think the community got it right, and I think you've already got it on screen. I think he's a 24.
I mean, that's a damn high score. 24? Are you kidding me?
That is a high score. I will say, so I was trying to watch it right before we left it, but the what was it? The readiness poll, I think it was. The 4s put it real close. Like it was, those were, So 23 to 24 is what.
So, but regardless, listen to who he's sharing real estate with here. Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. He's tied with. Even if he got a 23 score, Lee, he'd be sharing real estate with Yeet J Uso and OTC Roman Reigns. Hello. He's really, really good, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Shredder, Ilya, Donatello. I mean, So arguably, the Wolfman was just ultra rare. I don't feel like I had a chance at getting him. Ron Simmons is a 3K recruit, which was a lot easier to come by than King Gunther, Rex Regum, Seth freaking Rollins, or Vader. Yeah, I don't have Raphael, so I can't speak to that. But holy cow! I mean, this
either
is
way, he's in rare air. So I mean, I guess.
rare. Wow.
The question is, do we do a revote on the one category, or do we let it sit? Because it was literally barely tipped one direction.
Sure. Yeah, do a revote. So, I mean, even if we tick him down to a 23, like, holy cow, right? So I want to get it right.
Because somebody said they would have voted for, but they couldn't get their app to work.
Okay.
And
yeah, let's go. Let's go to a revote.
Yeah.
So we're voting whether between 4 or 5. So the two choices will be on readiness. No, readiness or versatility.
It was readiness.
Readiness.
Versatility was So
readiness.
Yeah, readiness. So I'll redo a new poll here real quick. We need everybody to contribute as you're able here, and readiness will only be either 4 or 5. That's going to be your only options.
Right.
So
and we're not politicking for either side. There's a case to be made because
it was literally close.
There's a case to be made for either one.
Bunder says people are seriously underrating him. This is a Batista case where they're going to get him and realize he's actually really good.
I think so too, Bunders. I mean, even if we score him a 23, again, we're saying, look at where was it at? Let me go. We're saying he is up there with Uso, with Reigns, with Rollins, Regum, King Gunther. I mean, there is nothing to be ashamed of by a score of a 23. A 24 is just a hair more elite, and wow. So
yeah. Yep. Well, the vote's about to end, and it still landed on a 5. So we gave a chance to make sure there wasn't confirmation bias in this or something we were doing wrong. He is a 24 out of 25. So
I'll stand by it.
There we go.
I think the community got it right. I think he really is. And I think, I think he really is. And if he really is a 3K recruit and we really have a chance of getting him this month, come on, baby. Let's do it. For those of you that maybe have not spent to chase Jey Uso, have not spent to chase Roman Reigns, maybe this is a grind to get situation this month, or a light spend to get. And what a jewel that would be, right?
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be. Yeah, it depends on when his shards come back up in terms of how available he is. But overall, yeah, he is very, very good. I mean, strikers this last calendar 6 to 12 months have just been insane, and he just adds to that. So I think that's it for this one, Rusty. Whatever you do, don't put Discord up on screen, and
all the codes.
We can maybe do some votes here real quick, or what's it called? So we do some giveaways.
That sounds good to me. All right, Lee, I will. I'll fade us out, and we'll do some giveaways.
All right.